first career walk-off home run for Fernando Tatis Jr. How about that? And the Padres really miraculously win a game against the Angels here tonight. They do so 6-4. Toddy walks it off in the ninth, and all is well again in Padre land. So make your way in. John and Jim with you here for the next hour or so on the wrap-up show. What a night it is. Make sure to subscribe. We have year-round content for you. Smash the like button for us. You can follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SC. We appreciate the super chats. We see them already in the chat. We'll get to those over the course of the hour. We'll get to them actually coming up momentarily. But what a night. We'll get to these super chats. If you want to become a member, click the join button down below. It felt as if it was going to be the same old story, Jim. Kind of left for dead, trailing 4-2 in the eighth. They muster a 2-out rally. It was kind of remarkable how they did it. And then Tatis, for the first time in his career, in season number 7, Fernando Tatis Jr. has his first career walk-off home run. His MVP case continues here in 2025.
So last night, we were preparing for a completely different show than what we ended up doing. And tonight, a little bit of the same where, I mean, we're preparing like, okay, now the bullpen is definitely a big question. Like it's a concern. Like it's turned into a legit concern. And did I ruin the bullpen? Did I ruin Jackson Merrill? And it's all my fault. Like it would have been the all Jim's fault show. Thankfully for Fernando Tatis Jr., it is not. That is an MVP type of moment. Put that on the highlight reel. I am very surprised that that's his first walk-off home run of his career. But if, watching that at bat, he missed a middle fastball at 91. And Mud's like, oh, God. Like everyone watching was like, that was it. That might have been the pitch. And then a couple of pitches later, boom, gone. I mean, just a absolute no doubter, Fernando Tatis Jr. If anybody was like worried because he didn't do his patented like skip around third base yesterday after his home run, that Tatis is sad or he might be slumping a little bit. No, he's completely fine from the looks of it. And he has 2 home runs in the last 2 days. And that actually he has
3 in the last 4.
3 in the last 4. You're right. And where's the power? Blah, blah. 3 in the last 4. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, he's having one of the true best seasons in the National League. He's having the best season of his career to this point, and hopefully that continues. But he's had power. He's used his speed. His defense, by and large, has been good. Yeah, last night we talked about that drop in foul territory in the 9th inning. But Tatis is a big reason why the Padres are 26-15, right? He's a big reason why.
How many games has he won them this year so far?
I mean, it felt like early it's so hard to say something like that. But, I mean, even if it's a couple, that's a huge number, right? If you're winning 2 games for a team every quarter of a season, that's 8+ wins, right? What's his WAR right now, Jim? Is it 3, 2 to 3? Is he on pace for a 10 WAR right now through a quarter of the season, something like that?
Well, okay. So tonight, that's a Tatis win. I'm gonna go with Houston. That 3-2 win in Houston. That's a win,
right?
By Tatis. The 9th inning of the Pittsburgh game, that's a win. So that's 3 that I can just count off the top of my head without doing the deep dive, where Tatis just took over that game.
Yeah. Pittsburgh one's a great one that came with. Yeah, his WAR's 3. Coming into tonight, it's 2.9. So his WAR is now 3.1 in 40 games. He's like on a 12 WAR pace year, which is unbelievable for any player and puts you in that MVP conversation. And it's early for that, but it's not really that early for that. I think you kind of establish yourself as someone that can be in that conversation. Let's get to some of these super chats. What a night. Padres snapped that mini 2-game slide. They had lost in Denver Sunday. They blew the lead to the Angels on Monday, and they bounced back and they win in come from behind fashion on Tuesday. Padre Phil, thank you for the first super of the night. He says, amazing finish. Get Heyward off my team. Jim tweeted, I think, DFA Heyward, or what's he doing on this team at some point, maybe in the 8th or 9th inning when he didn't come through after they tied the score. We could have that conversation, but tonight's probably more about winning and the way in which they won than whether Jason Heyward's going to be on this team tomorrow, because guess what? Spoiler alert, he will be on this team tomorrow. I promise you that.
And don't worry, guys. He's going to go 3 for 4 tomorrow with like 2 doubles and a home run because of me.
Oh, 100%.
So everything's fine with Jason Heyward for at least one game.
Yeah.
Probably back to his ways here, but yeah, I mean, look, Tatis just hit a walk-off. I don't really want to dive too deep into the Jason Heyward needs to be DFA'd at the start of the show, but we can get into that. I mean, we can definitely get into that for sure. I think the things with tonight is, one, the question mark of, hey, is Dylan Cease going to look like Dylan Cease, or is that injury that he left with his last start going to affect him? Well, didn't affect him other than the first batter of the game.
Yep. Well, that ball was like hit 1 foot out of Petco Park. Like that felt like bad luck.
It snuck out.
Yep.
But tonight, it feels like, okay, you know how I was saying he's going to get on a roll and just wait. Like when Dylan Cease gets on a roll, he puts together, 4 or 5 starts where he is like literally unhittable. Well, I feel like we might be into that stretch right now. 6 2/3 tonight, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. The 2 earned runs that he gave up, he only gave up 1 because the other one was because of Jeremiah Estrada. But it was an inherited winner with 2 outs. So, his final line should have been 6 2/3, 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, he's locating pitches and his slider's been really good, but he's locating that fastball. He's working deeper into games. You heard me say that in his first 7 starts, he went 6 innings 1 time, and now he's gone 6+ innings in back-to-back starts. So it's really encouraging. Justin, thank you, man, for maybe a super sticker, which doesn't show up in our software, but thank you for your support of the channel. If you guys want to support, get involved as the Padres win tonight, 6-4 walk-off over the Angels. They snap a 4-game losing streak dating back to last year to the Angels. You can click the $ below the chat box. Please subscribe, by the way. We're on our way to 8,500 subscribers. We are 60 subscribers away from 8,500. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, there's over 330 of you here right now live. Please subscribe to this channel. I've also pinned a link at the top of the chat if you want to support John and Jim, Best of UT Readers Poll. That ends tonight, the voting. So if you wouldn't mind voting for us while you watch the show, just click that link that is pinned at the top of the chat. Padres Pain, thank you for the super chat. He says, winners find solutions, which is something that Mike Schilt said post-game tonight as well, surprisingly, Jim, after that big win down at Petco.
I'm so surprised that Mike Schilt said that winners find solutions after a game like this.
Has he ever said that?
A couple times, but it's a very rare thing to hear Mike Schilt say winners find solutions. I'm glad he whipped it out tonight post-game. You know what he's been saying a lot? Yeah, he did. You know what he has been saying a lot as like a joke? How much time we got?
He loves that.
How much time we got? Like he's about to go on.
Tell me about this bullpen. How much time we got? Huh?
Tell us about Tatis. How much time we got?
So true.
And the thing with Schilt is like, that's like, you might have to actually tell him, because he could go on, and I've seen it, and I've been in person for it, for like a 6-minute uninterrupted response.
Right. I know. I thought we might get that tonight. Yeah, I thought we might get that tonight with Tatis, or even this afternoon when he was asked about like what's the backbone of this bullpen. He probably talked about that for 2 or 3 minutes. But yeah, I thought we might get that actually tonight. Padres Pain following up by saying Estrada took his turn tonight, 2 pitches, 3 runs. The 4 horsemen talking quiet. Yeah, it's going to quiet. Now, the bullpen did respond after Estrada, right? I mean, they kind of weathered it a little bit there late, kept the Padres, or kept the Angels on 4 runs, and found a way to win this game. Jason Adam with that scoreless 9th inning. I didn't think we'd see Robert Suarez in any scenario here tonight after throwing 33 pitches yesterday. Not because they're not going to turn to him. They will, just because he threw 33 pitches. But yeah, Estrada, shaky. Afterwards, though, they weathered it and they found a way to win a game that I didn't think they were going to win. In fact, the thing I think that cost the Angels this game potentially, in addition to the Tatis home run to walk off, was how deep they were playing. And Mike Palmer had talked about this in the 8th inning. They were playing anti-doubles defense, and that Gavin Sheets ball off the bat, I thought had no chance of falling in. It was 4-2 when he popped that ball up to left, and it just found no man's land. Left fielder was so deep, shortstop couldn't make the play. That was a huge moment in the game, as was the ball that got away with Bogarts at the plate that Machado scored on. Those were two huge moments in the 8th inning before the walk-off.
Well, I mean, I appreciate what Gavin Sheets did there because it was completely intentional on his part, and I thought that was great that he
just
knew exactly where to hit that baseball.
Yeah, it was impressive,
and he hit it exactly where there was nobody in between the shortstop and the left fielder. I mean, just like perfect placement by Gavin Sheets there. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, you know what they always talk about in baseball is like
hit him where they're not.
Yeah, it's the placement. Dave Gutierrez, thank you, man, for the super chat. We appreciate you. He says, only thing better than a Padres walk-off is a Padres walk-off off of Kenley Jansen, who walks Elias Diaz. I mean, you're playing with fire to walk Elias Diaz to get to Fernando Tatis Jr. with nobody out in the 9th inning. It was a good at-bat from Diaz, and it was a better at-bat, obviously, from Tatis. You kind of wonder if there's one out, nobody on, if he's a little more cautious, although that's not easy with Arise and Machado and Merrill. But with the man on and nobody out, you don't really have an option other than to try to get Tatis out. And Tatis missed that 1-1 pitch, but he didn't miss the pitch that he hit out.
No. You kind of were thinking there like, oh, man, that was his only chance.
Yeah, definitely.
Kenley Jansen, veteran pitcher, he's not going to throw a pitch there again. Oh, just kidding. Even a worse pitch, middle in.
How about Tatis just staring at He was just staring at it. I mean, it only went out by what? 5 feet?
Wait, are you serious?
The Tatis ball didn't go out by. Didn't that just clear the left center field wall?
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Hold on. I'm pretty sure that thing went like 430 feet.
Oh, maybe it bounced back.
Bro,
that's supposed to be what I said. Well, the way he stared at it, I'm like, he must know this thing is out. And then I'm watching it like bounce. I'm like, it's just over the left field wall. He hit a 430 feet?
109 off the bat, a 430-foot bomb.
Yeah, just over the left field wall, like I said.
Just sneaked over the left field wall.
The Polo Grounds, just over the left field wall. Where are you at Productions? I mean, he stared at that thing for a long way, so he knew he knew 430
feet. He knew it.
And by the way, they say that, I still don't buy the 430-foot home run in Sacramento that he hit over a warehouse.
No,
that they said was 430 feet. Where are you at Productions, man? Thank you for the super chat. He says, I almost gave up on this game. I even said, we need to sign a bat. This offense sucks. Then the offense tied the game. Then the bullpen and Nando came up clutch. I need to do that more often. LOL. Hashtag LFGSD. I mean, the offense, Jim, when you think about these last couple of games coming in, okay, Colorado, they didn't score, but they scored 21 runs the game before. And then yesterday they led 5-3 in the 9th inning. Like the offense had done enough. And then tonight, at the end of the day, they scored 6 runs. So like offensively, as they've gotten healthy, and I know Colorado's Colorado, but look at what they did Friday and Saturday and 5 runs yesterday and 6 runs today. I mean, I'm generally encouraged with where the offense is right now.
Since Jake Cronenworth came back on Friday night and the offense and the lineup has been at full strength, they have scored 13 runs, 21 runs, 3 runs, 5 runs, 6 runs. Now it's going to look inflated because of the 13 and the 21 run game. But still, like they're putting up numbers, they're putting up runs. They're, tonight they weren't hitting the ball over the field. They kind of took advantage of just, bad defense by the Angels and putting the pressure on the Angels on the base paths to force errors and force mistakes by the Angels. So it wasn't like they were hitting double after double and putting up a 5 spot. Like they had to work to get those 4 runs there before the Tatis 2-run homer for sure. It wasn't like it was an easy 4 runs they put on the board.
I mean, the Angels defense makes the Rockies defense look decent. Yeah. I mean, the 2 games we've seen in the series, the ball that was thrown away that Bogarts hit back to the mound yesterday, and then the way they were fielding the ball tonight, I mean, they're kind of gifting the Padres. I mean, they gifted the Padres runs throughout the first 2 games of the series.
Well, you had the throw into center field.
Yep.
That's a run when Heyward was at the plate, check swing. You have the bloop by Gavin Sheets in no man's land.
Yeah, I don't know if that's on their fielding, but
it's not. But it's not like again. My point is like this wasn't a conventional like double single type of situation here where run scores easy, and then you got the great heads up awareness base running play from Manny, ball off the catcher. He scores the
He was out if that
He
ball's
was.
caught by
He
the
was.
pitcher, right?
He was. But what does Jackson say? We don't feel pressure, we apply it. And when you apply
That's what happened.
pressure, you force the other team to be perfect. And if they're not perfect, then you benefit from it. And that's what the Padres did tonight.
Yeah, no, completely. I mean, they were aggressive. And Schilt talked about Machado's just awareness. His base running is good. It's not because of his speed, it's his awareness. It's just his baseball IQ. And Manny's baseball IQ is completely off the charts. Again, extending a hitting streak here tonight. He's just been awesome. He really has. I mean, Manny's been absolutely terrific over the last couple of weeks as they've gotten healthier. Michael, appreciate you, man, with the super chat. Guys, if you are here, 450 of you are here live right now. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 8,500 subscribers potentially tonight with your help. So please subscribe and thank you for the supers. Click the $ below the chat box. He says Tatis plus Merrill is the most exciting duo in Major League Baseball. I mean, I think you could make a case for it. I don't know who the duo is with Pete Crow Armstrong, maybe Kyle Tucker. But
I was about to say, hey, he's Pete Crow Armstrong is like apparently to Cubs fans like the next coming of like Ernie Banks. I mean, what are we doing here?
He's a cross between. Yeah, exactly. Jim yesterday tweeted, like, find me a better center fielder than Jackson Merrill. What's the exact thing you said about banging your head into a wall? Or
I said Jackson Merrill's the best center fielder in baseball. If you don't agree, go argue with a wall.
And Cubs fans ran with it. And I think the reason they ran with it, dude, is because you posted a highlight of Merrill making a defensive play, that brilliant play he made in the 7th inning. Now, if you look at the defensive metrics, which I did tonight because I got tagged in things, it's not close. Pete Crow Armstrong in defensive runs saved, but that's because Merrill's only played 16 games. Okay, first of all. Secondly, Pete Crow Armstrong's a brilliant defensive player, but so is Merrill. We were talking about, and we continue, we're talking about Jackson Merrill, the player. I'm not talking about Jackson Merrill, just the defender, where he's awesome, but you're talking about Jackson Merrill, the player, and the numbers speak for themselves. It doesn't need to be defended. To your point, you can go talk to a wall about it. Jackson Merrill's had a better year, and that includes his 0 for 4 here tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cubs fans definitely, did not understand what I was saying, and that's what happens on social media. You just they think that I was talking about defensively because I got a lot of people like putting in my mentions like, what about Michael Harris II from the Braves? And I'm like, okay, so clearly people are thinking that I was talking about his defense in center field. Like, no, I was saying overall as a player, offensively and defensively, he's the best center fielder in the game. Again, if you want to argue with somebody, go argue with a wall. It's not worth that much time to maybe a little time to like let you know, like, hey, actually Jackson Merrill over the last year plus, it's not even really close. He's the best center fielder in the game. Like overall as a player. I mean, do we say Aaron Judge is the best? I mean, Aaron Judge, I would say the best player in the game, right? And he plays right field, so you could say he's the best right fielder in the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not talking about his defense.
No, not at all.
So I'm talking about overall as a player, Jackson Merrill clears Pete Crow Armstrong. Not to say Pete Crow Armstrong's not having a great year. He's having a really, really, really good season. Absolutely. Defensively at the plate, been great. Jackson Merrill's a better overall player.
Yeah, agreed. You're not going to get complaints here tonight on the wrap-up show, I don't think. No, Mama, thank you for the super chat saying amazing win. Love to see him looking confident. Are we talking about Toddy? Are we talking about
why was there this like narrative that Tatis was
by the way,
sad?
So he didn't do the Tatis shuffle last night in the home run?
No, but guess what? He did it tonight after the walk-off. So
yeah, and there's been other home runs in his career that he hasn't done it. The whole sad narrative. There was that photo of him in the dugout with his arms crossed last night. Well, I mean, yeah, they were in the dugout for 90 minutes a night or in the field for 90 minutes. I mean, yeah, there's going to be times they cross their arms and look at the field. I thought nothing of it. I mean, truly, I've thought nothing of any of this fake narrative over the last 24 hours that Tatis is sad. He's playing great, and that was heading into tonight. Now, again, the team had lost 2 straight, so, maybe he's not pleased with the way the team played the last 2 days. That's completely reasonable, but Tatis is Tatis. He's completely fine, and he's put together 41 games, Jim, that rival probably any 41 games he's put up in the major leagues in his career.
And he's not slumping. I mean,
not at all. He's heating up.
Yeah. his last 15 games, like, okay, it's a dip, but he's still hitting 276 in his last 15 games, like with over an 800 OPS. I mean, maybe for his standards, that's slumping, but for most players, that's great. Xander would literally kill to have those numbers right now.
Right. And that's 15 games. You're right. Maybe there was a 7-8 game stretch in there where he was kind of going through it, but that hasn't been the last 4 or 5 days where he's hit the 3 home runs. So I think he's completely coming out of anything, if there was anything he was going through. I mean, 963 OPS for the year with 11 home runs. I mean, he's been far and away their most productive, feared slugger this year because Merrill hasn't really been in the lineup all year. And Machado, as good as he has been, has not yet hit for power. So it's not really close. I mean, Tatis has been their best slugger. And that could very well be the case when we look up at the end of the year. I said if he stays healthy, I'll continue to say there's no world where he's not vying for 40 home runs when he stays healthy all year. And I stand by that. I think he can hit 40-plus home runs. I think he's proven he's capable of having a 950 type OPS a year. And if he does all that, I think he's in the conversation for MVP. So he's just got to go out there and play every day, which is something he's done, thankfully, for the first 6 weeks.
Was this game 41 of the year?
They're 26 and 15.
All right. So like, okay, a quarter of a way through the season, even though the quarter was
just over by percentage by like
over a quarter of the way,
25.2% or something. Yeah.
Right. Tatis is on pace for like 45 home runs.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
So,
and by the way, that's not the whole like, oh, well, nobody's going to hit 162 home runs, Jim, when someone homers on opening day. That's not this. 41 games isn't the like, well, you can't multiply it. Well, you kind of can. I mean, you just hope the player plays. And if he does, yeah, there's going to be ebbs and flows. He's already gone through them, but he is capable of hitting 40 home runs. We already saw it. He hit 42 in a season. So I don't think there's any reason. I'm not guaranteeing 40 if he's healthy, but I'm just saying I don't think there's any reason why he can't vie for 40. And truthfully, I'd be shocked if Tatis plays 155 games this year for the first time in his career and doesn't hit like 38-plus home runs. That would shock me if he didn't hit 38-plus home runs if he played 155-plus games, personally. Run it back, and we'll get to our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, in a moment. Want to get to a couple of these supers, guys. We appreciate you. Please subscribe, and thank you for the super chats. Just click the $ below the chat box. We really do appreciate your support of the channel. Padres snapped the mini 2-game slide. They beat the Angels. They'll go for a series win on Wednesday night, by the way. Run it back says that was Tatis's 3rd home run with guys on base. Are you saying that that's a positive or a negative? Because I see it both ways. Are you saying, well, 8 of his 11 home runs have been solo home runs and only 3 of them have been with men on base?
He's a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think that's a crazy, crazy note. 3 of 11 isn't, that's roughly 30% of his home runs have come with men on base, and it's not atypical for home run hitters to hit a lot of solo home runs, including a leadoff hitter, to your point.
Like, at the end of the year, you could look up and Tatis could have 44 home runs and like 89 or 92 RBIs. Now, that's not a great like ratio.
Right.
But he's also a leadoff hitter, and he's not going to have that many opportunities with a bunch of men on base because guess who is in front of him to do that? It's the bottom of the lineup, and the bottom of the lineup ain't going to be on base much with Tatis and behind them. Or
Air, his first time up every game is on base. How many times has he hit a leadoff home run this year? Is it 2? Because that's a couple. That explains 2 of his solo home runs. Like, that's not a negative. Like, to lead off a game with a home run, they're not like, man, homered, but there was nobody on base. Well, yeah, because you led off the game by homering. So I don't know if Run It Back is trying to say that that's actually encouraging that he's hit 3 with men on base because the Padres haven't hit a lot of 2-3-run home runs this year, or if he's trying to say, hey, 8 of his 11 home runs have been with the bases empty this year. But that's less an indicator on the batter and more an indicator on the circumstance, is what I would say. Like, hitting the home run is the work. If someone is on base, the batter isn't responsible for whether someone is or is not on base.
Yeah. Tatis in 2021, he had 42 home runs and 97 RBIs.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great point. You're saying that's not a crazy gaudy RBI total for the home runs?
Well, it's not.
But 130 games.
Kind of, yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of crazy in 130 games. He would have easily eclipsed 100, probably would have got 50 jacks. Like, think about that.
Yep.
if he 20 more games, dude, 25 more games, he's getting at least 5-6 home runs and 20 RBI maybe.
That's a great point.
15 to 20, like that year, man.
He was a monster. I mean, is he that same hitter right now? What was his OPS that year, Jim?
His OPS that year was 975. So yeah, he's that guy again.
He's that exact player right now. It's 963. And you brought up the point. I agree with you. But, 90 RBIs as a leadoff hitter, that's a big time year. But using your pacing strategy from earlier, he's pacing for 100 RBIs. He's got 26 in a quarter of a season. 26 times 4 is 104. So he's capable. Again, he's capable of 40 home runs. He's capable of getting to 100 RBIs. But here's the other thing about Tatis that I love what we saw tonight is that he did it in the clutch. Like Merrill's been a guy that's come through in the clutch. I think Arise has come through with men on base traditionally in his career. Manny's come through with bases loaded throughout his career. He's been hit and miss in the clutch, but I just like seeing it in the clutch when it really is a game on the line situation like he came through in today. Joshua, thank you, man. He says, how would you guys feel about flipping Merrill and Arise, or Merrill with Arise in the lineup? I like everything they've done with Jackson Merrill, and I like Arise as a two-hole hitter because Tatis has been on base a lot. I don't think Arise is a cleanup batter. Now, again, he comes through with men on base at a very good clip. He just comes through. I like Merrill as a cleanup batter because I think he's capable of hitting 30 home runs and slugging, so I wouldn't change a thing.
I would change nothing.
Yeah, you could make an argument for Arise anywhere in the lineup. He's just a good hitter. But
yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't change anything. Like I'm trying to put the pieces there. And I said this today on John and Jim, the top 4 in their lineup is elite. How we have been preaching that all offseason. The top 4 in this lineup is elite. And it's proven. It's shown. I mean, the top 4 with Toddy got a 963 OPS. Luis Arise never have a high OPS, but he's hitting 287. Manny, he's leading baseball in average. And Jackson Merrill, he had an 0 for 4 night. That's my bad. It's a jinx on me. But he's still hitting 438.
I mean, to Joshua's point, because there was a follow-up super. I mean, I'll consider the point that's being made here. The comfy nerd saying, is Merrill making a case to bat second? Forget the standard order. There's a reason Ohtani bats 1 and Judge bats second. How can this lineup be maximized? I mean, okay. I'm not disagreeing with that overall sentiment. I don't know if I want to Rise hitting 4th personally. That to me seems atypical, although he's very good with men on base. But it's not
hitting 4th. There's no world
power
that Luis Rise is hitting 4th with this lineup.
I agree with you. So, but I understand the point of if Merrill is the true pure hitter that people expect him to be and has been, is there a way to maximize him by batting in a different spot in the lineup? Okay. I don't think they'll do it. I understand the general premise of it, but I think to your point, their top 4 is damn good. And I don't know how much tinkering you really need to do with it.
Guys, I think they're maximizing Jackson Merrill. He's hitting 438.
Yeah,
he's hitting 438 as their cleanup hitter. They are maximizing him.
Yeah, he's been maximized. There's no doubt. And then JD's third saying Nando is beaming in Marty video she just posted. Yeah, he was in the clubhouse postgame. He should be beaming. He's not sad. He should be beaming. He's a big reason why they won tonight. So he should absolutely be beaming tonight. He should be beaming based on how he's played all year, truthfully. We'll get back to the conversation momentarily, guys. We do need to thank our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, who's been with us since day 1 of the wrap-up show. We're 4 years in to the YouTube version of the wrap-up show with you in season and out of season. So thank you for your support. And we can't do it without Mark's support either. If you've got an insurance need, let Mark know. He's going to hook you up. He's done it for us. I've got homeowners, life insurance, and earthquake insurance through Mark. You can as well. He does auto. Click the link in the description down below. He's going to save you time and money. Simple as that. Native San Diegan, lifelong Padres fan, loves this channel. You call him, he'll talk to you about the Padres. In fact, he'd prefer to talk to you about the Padres probably than your insurance. But when you need him, he's going to be there for you, and he's going to save you money. I had to use him in 2022 for a claim. He saved us so much time and money. So he's a terrific insurance agent. You can take it from us. And if you have any needs before you renew your current policy, get in contact with our title sponsor by clicking the link in the description down below. That's Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
Yep, all his information on that ticker, mnimitz@farmersagent.com. And reach out to Mark. Let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
All right, so
Why is there
Padres win game. What's up?
I was gonna say, why is there this obsession in the chat for Jackson Merrill to hit second?
I wasn't looking at the conversation. He'd get more at bats this season batting second. That's true. So they're not going to sign a rise, get Merrill to bat second next season. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, they're 26-15, which is pretty damn good. It's like a top 3 record.
Top 3.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Like you said, Merrill's got the best offensive numbers in the sport, basically. I don't know. I mean,
did the Dodgers lose tonight? Yeah, they did.
So what is that? Half game separation in the division?
They lost to. Did they lose to the? They lost. They got shit. Oh my god! They lost 11-1 to the. Don't call me the Oakland A's, Sacramento A's.
Yeah, that's really interesting because the A's are 22-20 and a game and a half out.
Good on them. I am rooting for the A's.
Yeah, that's amazing. But yeah, I mean, the Padres 26-15 record trails the Mets, who are 28-15. It trails the Dodgers by a half game. It trails the Tigers, who are 28-15. So technically the 4th best record in baseball, but by like a half game. I mean, they're like a game out of the best record in the sport. And they've got an opportunity here with the Angels and then still home this weekend against the Mariners. I think we're probably like, as opposed to this maximizing the lineup, I like your earlier point from tonight, and nothing will change on this. If you want to maximize the lineup, you improve your left fielder. You improve the offense you get out of catcher, and you improve the bottom of your lineup. You get more productivity out of guys like Xander Bogaerts, for example, just in general. And that, not like Bogaerts has weighed them down here over the last 10 or 15 days. He hasn't. But that's my point. I think you want to maximize the lineup, then get Xander Bogaerts playing like he was in Boston, get a left fielder that looks like Jurickson Profar, and get a catcher that looks like Kyle Higashioka. There, that's maximizing your lineup.
Yeah, I mean, Martin Maldonado is the definition of nothing special, but he's had moments. He's had a couple moments. He had that great squeeze play tonight. Good on him.
Yep.
Suicide squeeze.
Yep. No, it was safety squeeze, I think, right?
Sorry.
Was he going before the ball was hit? I didn't think he was.
I think he was going, yeah.
Put it in the chat. It was suicide?
I think it was.
Joe rolling dice tonight.
Might have been no, you're right. Safety squeeze.
It was safety.
But he was running on the I mean, I don't know.
On the safe.
Anyway.
Right.
Elias Diaz has held his own, man. He has really held his own. He's in 247 with the 725 OPS, 3 home runs, like held his own. Could you do better? Absolutely. But Jason Heyward, yeah, I mean, nothing there. That's why I said the other night, like, you know, Taylor Ward, excuse me, would look nice in left field. Now, he's going to hit sub 200 maybe, but at least he's give you a pop. He's had 9 home runs this year at the Grand Slam last night. Easy guy to pick up. I think I would much rather have him in left field than Jason Heyward. But that's kind of just like a swap out and I don't know. Anyway, Jason Heyward's awful. He should not be on this team for the entire season. They're going to have to probably look to get an upgrade there. If they don't get an upgrade, that just continues to be a massive, massive black hole in their lineup.
I think that if I was AJ Preller and my team was 26-15, I jot it down on my legal pad, but I don't do anything immediately because I've overcome the lack of productivity there. And you might say, well, John, they'd be better if they had a better left fielder. I agree. But there's a time and a place to hopefully make that improvement. And that time and place is probably in July. I mean, it could come as soon as June, but I think it's probably at some point in July. So, you'll try to improve in July if you're still getting nothing out of left field. Even if you're getting something, maybe you'll try to improve in July. But, I mean, they're not being held back would be my point. Could they be better with a better left fielder? Yes. But they're 26-15. So I just don't know if it's anything I'd worry about immediately if I was AJ Preller.
Yeah, if they keep winning, it's not like the end of the world. He plays nice defense in left, so it's fine. And he's a veteran bat. He might get a hit here or there,
Of course
but
he will. Yeah.
towards the later part of the season, Jason Heyward in this lineup, you could do better. You could
Yeah,
do a lot
definitely.
better.
And he's old, and he might, break down as the season goes on. I mean, they absolutely, that's the area. Yeah, you probably circle that. And, I think the last week, if it's proven anything, it's that they can bolster their bullpen, or just look at what the IL looks like for the Dodgers rotation. You can always bolster and add depth to a rotation or bullpen or pitching staff. Simple as that. I don't care what you think you have. You can always add depth that can help you at the major league level. Simple as that. Padres hopefully are getting healthier. When Yu Darvish returns, he's going to make that rehab tomorrow. He's supposed to throw 4 innings and maybe up to 65 pitches per, I think, Jeff Sanders or Kevin Acee in the UT. But I'm all for adding arms. I promise you that. In fact, I'd probably start by adding arms before I improve left field, because I just think it's more important to potentially getting to where you want to go, which is to like a World Series.
Did you mention the Dodgers' injury problems in their rotation and Roki Sasaki being an absolute bust? Did you say that?
I didn't say he's been an absolute bust, but I did the cursory glance over of their whole rotations on the IL.
Okay, I thought I heard. I thought I heard. Yeah, Roki Sasaki is an absolute bust.
No, I heard that from you today on John and Jim, and right now in the wrap-up show. But
that's
quick,
right. It's just
and you can go down that path. But real quick, current starters for the Dodgers on the IL: Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Roki Sasaki, Shohei Ohtani, theoretically. Clayton Kershaw, who's coming off on Saturday. But I mean, they got a rotation, and probably a good one, that isn't pitching.
Yeah, I'm not being serious when I say Roki Sasaki is a generational bust, but it's fair to say that he is ass right now and he sucks. And to think, hey, you know what? Where can I develop the best as a pitcher? And to think the Dodgers was the best place to go for that. Bro, joke's on you, man.
Because everyone gets injured.
They are awful because every one of their pitchers gets injured. They always have shoulder issues. They always have problems. That is not a place to go to develop as a young pitcher. And oh, by the way, you're also a liar. You went to LA because you wanted to follow Shohei and Yamamoto. You didn't want to forge your own path. You lied about that, and you used the Padres, and you used the Blue Jays, and you used everybody else. This thing was cooked from the start, and sucks. Sorry you're hurt.
Yeah, he's been again, long term we don't know, but
right.
I mean, he's made 8 appearances, 34 innings. He hasn't even been close to averaging 5 innings. I mean, think about that. 8 times 5 is 40. He's at 34 innings. He's averaging like 4 1/3 innings. He's got a 1.5 whip, and now he's on the IL. He's a project, is what he is. It's not to say his long-term trajectory isn't good. It probably is. But I thought he went to LA also with a desire to improve his velocity. It's been down. He's now in the IL. He's got that, near 5 ERA, and he's going 4 innings per outing. And yeah, it's a project right now. Is what I would say for
he's a
for
huge project, and there's something there because you don't just go from 102 down to 92.
Yeah, I mean, it could be something real. You're 100% right. I mean, they say it's, I don't know, fatigue or soreness. I mean, it could be who even knows, man. He could be out for the rest of the year. We have no idea.
Joshua, hold on. Wait. Whoa.
What are you dodging?
I'm dodging the Roki Sasaki bullet. Whoa, dodge that bullet.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we were all for Roki.
We were. Okay. We were the team. We were on the front of the bandwagon for Roki. But when you go to the Dodgers, you immediately become the enemy. And sorry, we don't like you anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he went, yes, he literally said, how can I be maximized? How can you get more out of my repertoire? Yes, I think I mean, I don't know if he said literally improve my velocity.
Fraud alert.
Because he speaks in Japanese, but yes, he asked teams to come up with a compelling presentation onto how to maximize his pitch repertoire, right? So that would improve, I guess, his fastball. Joshua, thank you. Says Jason Heyward is the Nelly Cruz, Matt Carpenter, Robinson Canoes of seasons past. Yeah, I mean, not all signings are going to hit. I mean, this is such a low-level signing. I mean, what is it, $1 million? It has no impact on their payroll at all. I mean, the only reason you want it to hit is the guy's playing a lot. He's a starter right now. He's a regular for the Padres, but they can move on from him as soon as they want to. They just have to have a better option. What's the option right now that is a better one that's in their system or on their bench, I guess is the question. But of course they can upgrade on him, but do they have that upgrade readily available, I guess?
No, because it's not Tirso. It's not Oscar Gonzalez. We're going to put Tyler Wade out in left field.
Exactly.
Lockridge, no.
Someone said Brandon Lockridge. I mean, he's not an everyday player. None of these guys are everyday players.
No, while they're healthy and they're winning, you got to deal with it and hope that he's not up in too many like key situations.
Mm-hmm. And he was up in a key situation tonight, wasn't he?
He was bases loaded, 2 outs. Yeah. Situation.
Yep. So,
and he knows it. I mean, dude, he knows. He's like, yeah, bro, I'm hanging on a thread here.
This is it. I mean,
he's hanging on a thread.
I saw something on social media like, hey, Yuli Gurriel is going to work out for a team. Stop. Just go. It's over. Your career's done.
Why are you stop?
Just know when to walk, right? Like know when to walk away. Talon, thank you, man. Talon, appreciate your super chat. Guys, if you are here, please subscribe and thank you for the super chats. Click the $ below the chat box. Padres walk off the Angels tonight at Petco 6-4. He says F tried not to see the score, but this popped up. Well, dude, you're on YouTube.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are we supposed to put on the YouTube graphic? Like, click here to find out who won. I mean,
you can't do that.
Yeah, but it's like dude, the way I look at this is in 2025, you cannot avoid a result of a sport like a game unless you truly turn off your phone and computer and put the game on your DVR. Like turn your phone truly off because you get a notification at your buddy that says, did you see Tatis? Or you get a social media notification, Tatis. Well, like if you don't want to know the result, don't go to YouTube. And I know Talon, I think it's just kidding, but you know what I mean? If I didn't, you can't do that. You literally have to turn everything off to avoid a result. At least I do.
The last time, because I recently did that where I didn't want to know a result of something. And I was out to dinner. It was my birthday dinner. And I legitimately like turned my phone on do not disturb, silent mode. And I didn't look at my phone. And that happened to be the night that Luka got traded to the freaking Lakers. Right. Mm-hmm. And I didn't check my phone until close to midnight. So
a lot had happened.
I know. I missed a lot in the FOMO that I was having just by not looking at my phone. It's not good for like my mental health, honestly. Like
you're a FOMO guy.
It's bad. Yeah, I know. And there's time. It's like, I want to sometime in my life get to that point where I don't have to look at my phone all the time. And that
you'll be able to when you're deceased.
Correct,
you'll be eligible to not look at your phone. Like B Rose is now eligible.
I'll be buried with my phone.
Dude, you may be. Guys, we're gonna get back to it, but maybe you want to get to tomorrow's game, night game between the Padres and the Angels. You can do so with our friends over at SeatGeek. Make sure to use that promo code, which is PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. You're getting $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek. Your order of $50 or more, your first order, you're getting $20 off. We've come through for you guys in the wrap-up show. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code PADSWRAP. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app. Have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. We do thank SeatGeek for that offer for our viewers. But again, you can pick up tickets for tomorrow night. This is game 3 of the series, a pair of tickets. Listen, it's a Wednesday night and this team is rolling, but you can get in the building for $54, including fees, which means with the $20 discount code, this $54 is knocked down. For one ticket, you can knock it down $20. For 2 tickets, 108, knock it down $20. You're getting in 2 tickets all in, $88 tomorrow night down at Petco Park. But SeatGeek has hooked you guys up, $20 off. Just click that link in the description down below.
Yeah, and the cool thing is with SeatGeek being MLB's official ticket marketplace, your tickets, they're fully guaranteed and instantly fulfilled in your account after purchase. I'm looking to go to the Vetter Cup this weekend, John. And if you're looking to go to the Vetter Cup this weekend, use our promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek right now. So go tomorrow tonight to the game against the Angels. Go to this weekend's series for the Vetter Cup. But make sure you get your tickets through SeatGeek and use our promo code PODSWRAP.
All right, let's get back to the conversation. Padres walk-off behind Fernando Tatis Jr. It is hard to believe his first career walk-off home run coming in his 7th season in the major leagues tonight at home against the Angels in Game 2 to even up the series, snap that 2-game slide. We appreciate your support. Please subscribe, and thank you for the super chats. Click the $ below the chat box like JP did. Thank you, JP. We appreciate you. He says, bring back Josh Naylor. I think Josh Naylor's doing just fine, isn't he? In Arizona, he's probably had a good, productive year. So I don't think Josh Naylor's coming back anytime soon because he's with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
What is he doing this year?
Good question.
Let's check to see here. Josh Naylor. Yeah, he's not coming back. He's doing really well for the D-backs this year. He's hitting 296, 5 home runs, 27 RBIs, 7 stolen bases, and an 826 OPS.
I mean, I've always liked his offense. I mean, his career OPS is solid, 770. It's nothing crazy, but he's a good offensive player, right? Capable offensive player.
Capable.
Dude, look at his last year with Cleveland, dude. 31 home runs, 108 RBIs.
Yeah, the guy completely turned it around in Cleveland from a guy here in San Diego where you're like, nice prospect, but like, where's the position for him? And then you don't have a position for him because you got Hosmer on the team and you got Manny on the team, and there wasn't a DH back then. So you're like, where do you put him? And finally, there's like, we have nowhere for him, so we got to trade him. And in Cleveland, he completely, turned his career into where he gets a big contract from. Or no, did he get traded? Or did he sign a contract with the D-backs?
He signed he signed a 1-year, $11 million deal.
Oh, okay. So he's still in team control, I'm guessing.
No, he signed as a free agent.
1 year?
Yeah, I think he signed a 1-year deal. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what it says at Baseball Reference.
Okay.
Josh Naylor, Spot Track.
Oh, he's
traded 1 year, 10.9.
That's why he was traded. He didn't sign there.
He was traded when?
He was traded in December 22nd. D-backs acquired Josh Naylor in trade with Guardians.
Okay. So is this his last year of arbitration or something?
My guess would be yes, because he came up in the big leagues in 2019. So 6 years control there. Yeah, this is probably his last year of arbitration.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what played out there, but that's a decent salary for a year. How old is he now? It's only
he is 27.
Oh, he's freaking 27. This guy's got a chance to make some real money in his career.
Yeah, it's his final year of arbitration. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a chance to make some money. Martin, appreciate your super chat. He says Nando's pitch recognition is elite. He's gotten way better. He's gotten way better this year.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice how he put his foot down looking for a fastball and held the load position just long enough to adjust to the pitch? He's insane. No, I didn't fully notice it, truthfully, but he is laying off way more of those sliders and breaking pitches that are away. He has recognized pitches a lot better this year. Not perfectly, but a lot better. And he missed once, but he didn't miss that second time in that sequence against Jansen. So, yeah, I mean, he's been terrific. Simple as that.
Yeah, he did the high leg kick and then immediately did a toe tap on that home run, which was kind of very impressive, honestly, when you watch it back. But so far this year, John, I mean, there was a time where you're like, dude's not even striking out at all. Those numbers have gone up.
Yeah.
But overall, 18 walks and 29 strikeouts for Tatis,
Good.
that's a very good ratio.
Yep. Yeah, completely agree. Yeah, I think a lot of those at home, and again, I don't know what it means. At home, he's barely struck out. I probably just jinxed him. He'll strike out 6 times tomorrow. But he's he seems very comfortable at Petco. I don't know what his home road splits look like, but they probably look pretty damn good. And the Padres have been good at home. Let's be honest. I mean, they started 12-1, so whatever the record is at home it's pretty good. Even with that home sweep to Tampa, their home record is still pretty darn good. I mean, Fernando, you kind of forget that. Is he 26 right now?
He is 26.
I mean, we've seen this guy for forever. We've seen him since 2019, and he's going to be 26 all year, doesn't turn 27 until next January. A lot of people would say age 27 is your prime year, your true prime in the major league. So, he's breaking into his prime right now, potentially. And yeah, I do think this is the most complete he's ever been as a player. I truly believe that. And I would have said that even if he struck out tonight in the ninth inning. I just think he's a complete player. His pitch recognition is the reason why. His defense, he's just comfortable. I don't know. He just looks healthy and he's played well. And hopefully, again, with Tatis, you always have to like the caveats is health. I need to see it all year. And hopefully this is the year we see it all year.
Well, one of the best stats with him this year is the number 40. He's played in 40 of 41 games this season for the Padres.
What's the game he missed? The shoulder after Sacramento? He tweaked his shoulder, right, for a day game. He missed the night game. He left it and then missed the next day.
Yeah, but still counts as a game that he played in because he got in at bat. Left that game, missed that Wednesday, had the off day, returned Friday night.
You make a good point that when you kind of remember it that way, the numbers are almost gaudier because he's kind of played 39 full games and hit 11 home runs as opposed to 41, which the team has played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. If he plays 40 out of every 41 or 39 out of every 41 or something like that, I mean, that would be incredible. It would truly be incredible if we look up at the end of the year, he's played 155 games, which is something that all these stars should be playing 155 games when they're in their prime. So that would be impressive if he's able to do that. So keep crossing your fingers is what I would say for Fernando Tatis Jr. It was a really cool moment, obviously. I mean, any walk-off is a cool moment, but a walk-off home run, his first career walk-off home run, that's unbelievable. I could not believe that.
I couldn't believe it either. I wasn't it just last year he had his first walk-off hit as a Padre?
And it wasn't until September.
And then they just ripped his jersey off and he's just out there with no shirt
naked
on and everybody that is watching it's pregnant. And you're oh my God.
Yeah, I was I didn't know this guy had the same exact body as I do. Who would have even known that until I saw him completely out there just, in the flesh.
Well, he does
twins.
He does a lot of Orange Theory. So, I mean, it makes sense.
That's
you
right.
do a lot of Orange Theory. He does a lot of Orange Theory. Similar body types. I can see it.
Sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
All right, we're going to get back to it. We do want to remind our viewers about our friends at Mova Globes. Make sure to pick one of these puppies up. Click the link in the description down below and use promo code PWS10. PWS10, Padres Wrap-Up Show. PWS10, get 10% off. Click that link in the description down below. Amazing products. The perfect gift idea for the baseball fan in your life. They spin automatically with artificial or natural light. They're officially licensed by Major League Baseball. They have all 30 Major League teams available to you. So maybe you're brother-in-law is a Brewers fan. You can pick it up. It is a great gift idea for the baseball fan in your life. It's great for a home or a work office. They've got other globes as well. Your family's going to think they're so cool. My 6-year-old son thinks they're terrific. So if you haven't picked one up, there are no cords, there are no wires. They're terrific products. We've had them now for a few years at this point. Make sure to pick one of these puppies up and click that link in the description down below and use promo code PWS10.
Yeah, get a Mova Globe today for a bookshelf, for your office, for a desk, for a nightstand, for your game room, whatever you want. Get a Mova Globe today. Use our promo code PWS10.
Randy Vasquez tomorrow for the Padres, looking for a series win and then an off day in front of the Vetter Cup. But it will be Randy Vasquez, Kyle Hendricks, the right-hander. He's got a 5.3 this year, 1 4 with a 5.30, win the game. So what I would say, you can't I can live with 2 out of 3. Of course, that's winning a series. That's a good series. But losing a series to the Angels and a guy with a 5.3 ERA, just go out there, win tomorrow, enjoy the Thursday off day. Hopefully Darvish pitches well tomorrow in rehab, and you're getting even closer to full strength. But Vasquez has been good. He's been better than Hendricks, and the Padres have been better than the Angels. So just go out there and win tomorrow.
Just go win tomorrow. It will take away the sting of how they lost on Monday night a little bit if they can take 2 or 3 here, because name of the game is just taking 2 or 3 from teams. Sunday and Monday, yeah, those were brutal losses, but they sting less if you take 2 or 3. Like, you do go back and look at the series, you say, I missed opportunity to get a sweep there. But consolation prize to win 2 or 3 in a series, like, Schilte's going to take it. So go out tomorrow, play good baseball, beat up on Kyle Hendricks, go win the series, have an off day on a Thursday once again, get ready for the Vetter Cup, and go win the Vetter Cup, because if they don't, then we need to have a serious discussion about who stays and who goes.
Wait. If they lose the Vetter Cup, or if they lose the Angel series and lose the Vetter Cup?
Both.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like...
I'm kidding.
I know you're kidding, but I mean, I would be disappointed if they come back to earth. Like, what you're kind of... To your point, though, like, if they lost a series to the Angels, if they lost a series to the Mariners, I'd be like, man, you put yourself in this position where you got off to this amazing start, and then it would feel like you're giving some of it back. But I don't know. I feel like they've been good at home. I'm not overly concerned. I will say this: I think the schedule stiffens as they get going. There's fewer off days late May through June. I think the schedule in June is probably as challenging as they've had this year. They're going to face the Dodgers a lot, right? Coming up. They'll face San Francisco in there, Arizona in there. So I think the schedule probably stiffens at some point. I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means they're not going to be as good or not, but we're going to see. I mean, there's that stretch in June where it's at San Francisco, at Milwaukee, home for LA, at Arizona, at LA.
Yeah.
I mean, that's with one off day. So
stretch.
Yeah, there's a tough stretch in there, but I don't know. I feel generally confident. I said that yesterday, and then they lost yesterday and blew that lead. I really do. I feel generally confident. I feel pretty confident about this team, and we'll see if that's a good feeling or not. Like, if that holds to be true as this season goes. But I mean, there's not a ton to complain about, right? It's just not a ton. Bullpen, yes. The last 6-7 games has been rocky. But also, you look at it from their 26 and 15,
Just keep stacking up wins now. That's why the start of the season, you're just like, stack them up, stack up these wins, because then it takes the pressure off of you to have a winning streak like this later in the season, which they could very well have again. Like, am I putting it past them that they could have a 14-3 stretch? I mean, I'm not like betting on that, right? But could they put together an 8-2 stretch, 9-1 stretch? Then you couple that, you couple that with their 14-3 start, and then you just had to avoid like massive losing streaks.
I like to think that the rotation is positioned to do that, to avoid those quote unquote massive losing streaks. And you got Michael King and Dylan Cease in rotation, plus hopefully you Darvish. Like, those are good, competent, quality starters that give you chances every time they're out there. So I like to think that, and Nick Pivetta, yes, he struggled at Coors Field, but whatever.
He always struggles at Coors Field. He sucks at Coors Field.
His career numbers at Coors Field are truly awful, like 17-18 ERA awful in 4 starts.
So
don't start him there.
No, if he has a good start on, when is it? Saturday? Is he pitching? Friday?
I don't know.
Whenever it is, it's during the Seattle series.
Is it Kolek Pivetta or Pivetta Kolek? It's Kolek Pivetta.
Okay, so they give him an extra day of rest. If he goes out there and he goes 6 1/3, 1 earned run, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, the game at Coors Field, you just have to put that in a little corner and just like That
And
didn't
you know
count.
what I do with my rotation, which I never do. The next time they're playing at Coors Field, you know what I do with my rotation? I make sure he's not one of the 3 starters.
Yeah.
I move him before the series or after the series because the guy, it's either mental or real, whatever it is. He ain't going 7 innings of one-hit baseball, okay, at Coors Field. So I avoid Coors Field like the plague. Here's the good news: you're not pitching at Coors Field in the postseason. Okay, I can promise you that. So avoid the second series at Coors Field with Nick Pivetta, and you're right. He's been awesome at home, and hopefully that continues here this weekend as well. And I'm curious to see what Yu Darvish does tomorrow, but it's encouraging that they could have him back later this month. That's what I would say. He still has to complete the rehab process, but it is encouraging that they could have him back. They're going to need him. That's what Kevin kind of said. And Kevin also, when he was with us, Kevin Acey said he'd almost be surprised, if not shocked, if the Padres didn't implement a 6-man rotation once Darvish returns because there are fewer off days. So to protect those arms, they might go to a 6-man rotation. That to me is kind of newsworthy if that's actually what happens.
So what's the rotation? Is it King, Cease, Pivetta, Kolek, Darvish, right? I mean, in any order you want.
And Vasquez, right?
Oh, and Vasquez, yeah.
If you go 6. Do you do 6? Because then when you have an off day, I mean, you're going 7 days between starts.
It just puts more pressure on your bullpen. You lose a guy in the bullpen. Like,
yeah,
the bullpen's not been pitching great lately.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do it or not. I mean, maybe just, I don't know, put Vasquez in your bullpen or send him down and just trust Kolek, who's had these 2 really good starts, obviously, his first 2 major league starts. Guys, we do want to remind you about our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. The best and easiest place to play fantasy sports is with Underdog. And because of our promo code, you can get a free gimme pick. That's promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP, plus a 50% deposit match up to $1,000. You can play across all sports. It couldn't be easier. For example, we get Celtics Knicks tomorrow. You're not going to see Jason Tatum. So you could take Derek White higher than 18.5 points. You could take Jalen Brunson higher than 28.5 points. And then you can go to Major League Baseball and you can find your Padres. And I don't know why it has there's no Padres Angels up for tomorrow as of yet. But you can find any Major League game. Like, just kidding. Let's see. Major League Baseball. Corbin Carroll. Oh, this is from tonight, maybe. Whatever. You get the point. This isn't going very well. Joseph Wool, higher than 26.5 saves. That's happening, right? Tomorrow in Maple Leafs Panthers. That's definitely happening.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews is scoring a point, clearly. So if all that happens, $10 pays 71. But, the more you put in there, the more you can win. Like Alexander Barkov, he's going to have 2.5 shots on goal.
More, dude. He's going to be like 7.
I completely agree with that. Brad Marchand he's going to have 2 shots tomorrow. John Tavares, he's going to have 3 shots.
That's it.
Gustav Forsling, I can't. That's too many. Anyway, the more you play, the more you can win. You can flex it. You don't even have to get them all right, and you can still win. So promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. Click that link in the description down below. Get the free gimme pick and the 50% deposit match.
Scan the QR code there. To download Underdog Fantasy, use our promo code PODSWRAP, not Pete Rose, as Ballpark Pretzel says. Use our promo code PODSWRAP and get playing today.
Do you want to touch on that for a moment or not? The news out of the commissioner's office, or who cares?
Who cares?
Listen to John and Jim if you want our thoughts on it.
When you're on your 5th hour of content for the day, you're kind of like, we talked about it during John and Jim. Go back and watch it. We talked about it earlier in the show.
The one thing I would say before we do get out of here tonight is it is the final day to vote for us in the Best of UT Readers Poll, and we do appreciate your vote. I'll pin a link if you're watching on replay in the description down below. I think it's actually already there in the description if you're watching live or on replay. Plus, if you're watching live right now, it is pinned at the top of the live chat, I believe. It takes 2 seconds to vote. You don't have to vote for anything else. There's 100 categories. Click on media, scroll to Best Sports Talk, and vote for John and Jim. Look at Jim. I mean, we don't ask for much, do we? I mean, sure, we ask the Padres to win every day, and we want Fernando Tatis Jr. to hit 400, and we think the bullpen should be perfect.
Please vote for us.
Come on, right? Steven voted.
Please vote for us.
Click that link. Vote for us. It's all you have to do is click on us and then put in your email. and your vote is calculated. So you don't have to vote for anything other than one category. And we are under media, sports talk radio. Appreciate your vote. We've got merch, by the way. Click the link in the description down below. We got brand new John and Jim merch for you. Season's underway, and we're with you all year long, in season and out of season. So please subscribe, and thank you for your support of the channel. What a night to be a Padres fan. What a start to the year, 26-15. They get the walk-off tonight, the first walk-off of the year, and we'll see if they can win the series tomorrow. We'll be back with you tomorrow on San Diego Sports 760 from 2 to 6. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on the iHeartRadio app, and then you can catch us tomorrow night following Game 3 of the Padres and Angels series. Luke says he'll vote because of that plea, Jim, so thank you.
Jesus says,
look at this.
Blessed to all of those that – come on, man. Jesus. What are you doing? Stop.
I'm not doing that. You're doing that.
Blessed to all those who vote for John and Jim. Thank you, Jesus Christ.
Appreciate that. It's very kind.
Yes.
Not Me Solo says unfinished business, and I think he's talking about the Best of UT Readers Bowl because we didn't win last year.
I didn't even know it was happening last year.
True. All right, support our partners, Mark Nimitz, Mova Globes, SeatGeek, Underdog. Thank you, Humboldt Casino. Thank you, viewers. We'll be back tomorrow night on the wrap-up show. For Jim, I'm John. This has been the wrap-up show. Peace.